All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mashria again. How are you?
I am fine. Thank you so much, Nick, for this afternoon. Awesome. And thank you so much, everybody who's watching today or who may be watching this in the future to learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So last week we talked about accessibility in Web 3.0, and we talked about how Web 3.0 and Web 2.0, they're not really any different when it comes to the end user experience. And we really went quite in depth there. So we're not going to review that. And if you want to learn about that, we'll check out the other video from last week that we haven't posted yet, but we're about to post it. This week, we're going to continue this discussion of accessibility, right, Mashria? And we're going to talk about your experience using MetaMask with assistive technology.
Yes, thank you so much, Nick. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. So last week, we started a conversation about accessibility of Web 3.0, accessibility with screen reader software, mainly JAWS or VoiceOver. And why we talk about this is because people with low vision or with no vision need to also be able to access the blockchain, blockchain products that are coming up in a huge frenzy in this 21st century. Mm. And so this week, I went online and looked at several Web 3.0 applications like MetaMask and other products like Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, and also Unbound Finance. And all these applications are built, have come up recently over maybe the last 5 years, and they're built on the blockchain. So they operate on the blockchain. And so today we can speak about my experience with MetaMask and what is MetaMask. Actually, it's very, very important for people to know what is MetaMask before even we go to talk about the accessibility of MetaMask itself.
Now, is it like a wallet? Is MetaMask a wallet?
Yeah, MetaMask is the original Ethereum wallet. So, the guys who developed Ethereum, that's Vitalik Buterin and his team, had some other people come in and develop a wallet for Ethereum tokens transactions. So it was in the very beginning was operating only on ETH. So if you wanted to get another crypto like Bitcoin, and so you needed a wallet. And you see, I think it's important we talk about the types of wallet. There are two kinds of wallets. One kind of wallet is a web-based wallet, and the other application is a mobile-based wallet, which is mobile application, which is an application that you have on your phone. So MetaMask initially came in as a web-based wallet because majority of people, particularly in the Western Hemisphere, are still on the web. They use web applications quite a bit. And so MetaMask was for doing Ethereum transactions, and it was mainly web-based. But recently, I think as recent as 2021, MetaMask has created an application that you can now download and install on your iPhone or on your Android phone. So it has Android application and an iPhone application for web.
Okay.
So MetaMask.
And with MetaMask, a wallet is also like a browser, right? You can access your decentralized applications through it. So I think of it as a wallet, but if I hear the term wallet, I think like something that holds my credit cards. But this is something that holds both your credit cards, kind of your cryptocurrency, and also can allow you to access applications, right? So it's both almost like a wallet and a browser.
Yeah, it's a browser. In fact, MetaMask is very ingenious because to access MetaMask, you just put MetaMask extension on your Chrome browser or Firefox browser or even Brave browser. So MetaMask installs an application on your browser such that every time you log into your browser on your laptop, anywhere you go, and you see, like for example, if you have Gmail account, you log into your Gmail account, is going to recognize your browser settings. And so MetaMask will be with you wherever you go.
Cool.
Yeah. And it comes with your, a public key, it comes with your information so that you're able to access it. And that's the important thing. But the first thing you do, if you for example, to put extensions on browser, that is just the usual way you can put any extension on a browser. And so you download the extension in your laptop, and then you double click it, and then it gets into your browser, whether it is Firefox or Chrome. And so this is just exactly the way you do with a Web 2.0, like the regular Chrome browsers, and MetaMask is going to behave exactly the same. So you could not say that I'm having trouble, accessing MetaMask because it's not accessible. So accessibility features are built on web application accessibility. So like what David was teaching us there at Carl Center, the accessibility means of accessibility of the web, all the web elements, MetaMask is accessible using those web elements. When I talk about web elements, you would press insert F3, then you get a list of web elements. These elements includes buttons, things like buttons, things like links, and insert F3 can give you a list of all those elements. And now insert key, press insert key and insert an F7 will give you a list of links in MetaMask. So, and insert F5 would give you the form fields in MetaMask. And these form fields are the ones where you can cut and paste your wallet address. You can paste your wallet address in there, or even contract address. So you would have to find your contract address where it is, then paste it in a form field to enter it there. So what I'm saying that basically, when now you're on MetaMask, it does not say I'm Web 3.0, so I'm not going to operate now. It's going to help you, and just using the regular JAWS keys, JAWS keyboard commands that you use on web browsing are going to work with MetaMask.
And every web application, every website, they're built with these customary elements like links, buttons, headings, regions, graphics, and these things. It's not like a link is universally accessible everywhere. That link has to have appropriate link text. It has to identify what it's opening. So you're finding that in MetaMask, these web elements do seem to be properly implemented, so you can navigate and understand what you're doing when using a screen reader, right?
Yes, precisely. Now you can see these web elements are active, and MetaMask also is very conscious or even conscientious on writing their web with headings. So when you press just the shortcut keys for first letter of navigation for headings, either whether you press H the keyboard, you're gonna get into headings, or you press 1, 2, or 3, then you get heading 1, heading 2, or heading 3. So MetaMask I found it to be quite navigable and accessible to the screen reader software. And so is Unbound Finance and also Uniswap. This means that when these guys are developing these technologies, although now they are developing them on the blockchain, which is Web 3.0 as decentralized applications, when it comes down to the end user experience, it is the same. You cannot tell whether it's Web 2.0 or Web 3.0.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And when you're exploring this, I take it you're using the web based one as opposed to the mobile application?
Yes, on the laptop, I use the web-based the laptop itself, because actually the laptop is much easier to operate, particularly because if you have to copy long hexadecimal codes, hexadecimal keys, hexadecimal is like the private key and public keys. They are hexadecimal, and is a long string combination of alphabetical letters, uppercase, lowercase, and numbers, and you cannot type that down. You're going to make a mistake. So so that you cannot make a mistake, you would have to copy the entire key, and that's a public key. So on the Chrome browser, now it gives you an option to copy, and like when it's easy to select such long string of elements on the browser on a laptop with a shift key, and then you can arrow down, and then it selects. Once you select that, you can copy. When you copy it, then you can go and paste it at the form field where it's required. So that's what I find, that working with the browser, it's much more easier for me. But I believe that Android phone itself, because I have an Android phone,
Mhm.
which also prompts someone to copy it using the top back menu. When you arrive at a link like that, it will ask you whether you want to copy the entire public key, which is a hexadecimal code.
Mhm.
And then you just double tap and copy it. And then you can go and take it to the form field where you want to paste it.
And when you're saying talkback, this is just for anyone watching, it's a Android-based screen reading software, and any screen reading software. Well, so you're using a screen reader on your mobile device for Android. You have a screen reader for your PC, your Windows-based laptop. What is a screen reader, Mashri? Can you just tell us that?
Oh, that's a good question. Screen reader is software developed by very, very ingenious people. I call them miracle people. The screen reader, actually a miracle because it reads for you everything that is on your screen.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so it helps you to navigate. Now, because the screen is very complex, it has been developed. The screen reader, like we have JAWS, which is job access with speech, job access with speech software, which is developed by Freedom Scientific.
Mhm.
And so when you open a document, let's say you're opening a site like MetaMask, it first of all looks at that site and tells you how many regions there are in that site. So it's able to actually navigate and see the regions. Then it can see navigating regions. It can tell you whether you are in the browser region, whether you're in a search region, or whether you are in the main body region. I think usually there are about six regions on a page, a web page that's open, or 6 regions even on a Microsoft Word document when it's open. And so you can navigate through those regions. Once you have opened the browser, you can navigate from region to region by just pressing letter R. So the letter R is the one designated to tell you the region where you are, but you can press the R many times, different times, so that you can take you from region to region.
Perfect. So essentially what we're doing is it's a software that interacts with an interface, like a website or mobile application. There's multiple screen readers, but what they do is they allow keyboard access with speech output or gestural access with speech output for mobile devices. And we can, then navigate the elements based upon their semantic context in any kind of web app. And then, so that's what we're doing with these. And you did these with MetaMask. So you're looking at MetaMask generally, which is you're looking at the Chrome extension. So you're in here in MetaMask, you're navigating all of that base level stuff. I'm thinking like MetaMask, like the MetaMask homepage, essentially. And then you're going to decentralized applications from that homepage. Can you kind of paint a picture of that?
MetaMask is a wallet, so it has got multiple regions. The main region in MetaMask has got a list of the coins that you are keeping in that wallet, all right? And these coins are represented by a wallet address, and of course, the wallet address pulls that information from the contract address. So when you're in MetaMask, it's going to have a list. For example, if you have Bitcoin, you will have Bitcoin listed in your MetaMask. And you have another one like Ethereum, you have Ethereum also listed there. And so it displays for you the coins that you have and the amount of coins that you have, and then also in the US dollars. In total, MetaMask can calculate the US dollars that you have in total and displays at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the basic characteristics of all wallets. So when you open a MetaMask and you enter into the main region, it's going to read for you how much money you have in the US dollars, if you program it to be in dollars or maybe in euro or Kenya shillings, depending on where you are. Mm-hmm. And then it has a list of the different amounts of the different amount of value you have in each one of those, and they call them assets. So different amount of assets that you have in your MetaMask wallet. So it becomes very easy to read. And it also has it has three options that you can do with your coins. You can buy more coins. MetaMask gives you access to buy coins directly and with cash, because with your own cash, with the credit card perhaps, MetaMask is able to get you coins with cash through a third party wallet also, and that is also accessible. And so, or you can swap your coins. When I say cash, I mean US dollars, so
Sure.
fiat currency. Yeah, and so it can accept credit cards and debit cards, but it has to go through a third party. But then for swapping means exchanging your coins with another coin, like a Bitcoin with Ethereum, like a UBN with Ethereum, and it has a button that says swap. So if you want to exchange your coins, that to get another coin that is actually moving up, or you want to invest in it, then you can hit on swap, and that will help you get new coins. So that is it's very powerful. And with there being so many cryptocurrencies, MetaMask is initially it was created for Ethereum-based tokens, the ERC20 tokens.
Sure.
But now MetaMask is able to get you access even tokens that are not Ethereum-based, like BNP token, because it helps you to choose the net. Like you can choose the main net within MetaMask and access other main nets. So that's what has been going on over the last 2 years or so to make MetaMask cross-chain as possible, so that people can buy coins from other networks. Yeah.
Now, when you're in MetaMask and you have your list of currencies and you can swap a currency, when you swap a currency, are you using a decentralized exchange to swap? Is that happening in the background? Does it happen in a tab of your browser window? Or is it just something that's built into MetaMask?
It's something that's built in the MetaMask, I think, because there are two ways that you can swap them. You either go through a decentralized exchange like Uniswap, where you coins are already listed, or it's going to get it directly from the main contract. All coins are deployed, or let's say published in the main contract. And so in order for you to get them from the main contract, you have to go and get the contract address from Etherscan. That means that you go to etherscan.io and look for the coin that you want to get, and then you bring that contract address into MetaMask. So MetaMask is going to recognize it if it does not already have it listed there. But most of the coins are listed in MetaMask. So if you get it in the contract address, then MetaMask is going to stop it. It's going to get it from the contract itself at the price listed on the contract in Etherscan. Yeah. If you don't do that, you can go through a decentralized exchange. So it pulls the interface, what's called MetaMask, the interface for the other exchanges like Uniswap, decentralized exchange. And all this is accessible. You can find how to get into the decentralized exchange like Uniswap, and then you get coins through that means from the liquidity pools in Uniswap. Yeah, and I think even Unbound Finance, it's in that place as well. So MetaMask is very, very powerful. And yeah, and of course it's accessible. That's the whole point of this discussion. Yeah, I found it to be quite accessible myself.
The area where I'm a little vague on it is when we are logged into, say, Google Chrome, and we have our MetaMask extension installed, and we're sitting there on our MetaMask page. If we want to go to Uniswap, can we simply open a new tab in our browser and go to a URL to access Uniswap, and Chrome will recognize that we're signed in with our MetaMask? Or are we accessing Uniswap directly through that MetaMask interface?
You can access the Chrome, the Uniswap directly through the MetaMask interface.
Okay.
because MetaMask will ask you whether to call the Uniswap interface, just like when you have your Trust wallet.
Mhm.
Trust wallet, when you go to the dApps at the very bottom of the Trust wallet, is going to pull up the other decentralized applications, and then you see Uniswap interface in among those in that list of decentralized applications,
Okay.
or the dApps on Uniswap, and then
Mhm.
you can open the interface. So when now the interface is connected with MetaMask directly, you don't have to go to another browser, like another tab. It's
Mhm.
within the same tab, and
Okay.
now you have it directly. Yeah, that's the connection. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And when you did that, you said you explored two of them. It was Uniswap, and what was the other that you tended to explore with a screen reader?
Unbound Finance.
Unbound Finance. And now, was your experience comparable on Unbound Finance
Yeah.
and Uniswap? They both worked well for you?
Yeah, they work very well, because you see, Unbound Finance, and why we are interested in this is that, first of all, you've got the coins. You can swap the coins. You can buy coins through MetaMask. Second, you create liquidity pools and
Yeah.
in Uniswap, and Uniswap gives you LP tokens, and all those coins, those tokens are going to be listed in your MetaMask wallet.
Mhm.
And so you can take those LP tokens and go to Unbound Finance, which is just called the Unbound Finance within MetaMask,
Yeah.
and then mint an Unbound Finance tokens, which are known as UND tokens.
Mhm.
And those UND tokens, as we said in a previous discussion, they have the same value as the LP tokens. And now you can actually borrow. They actually allow people to borrow up to 80% of the value that you made in a token. And that's what's very, very powerful, because the LP token is within your wallet, but when you put it in Unbound Finance, it gets a new life, which is synthetic life. It becomes a synthetic representation of the liquidity pool itself.
Mhm.
So when it's in Unbound Finance, now you can actually unlock it, and each unbound token or UND token is equivalent to $1, is a stable coin. You see?
Mhm.
So if you had put $100, Unbound allows you to withdraw $180 out of $100, and now you can use those $80 to go and do whatever you want. See?
Mhm.
Yeah, that means the money you put, $100 you put in making an LP token in Uniswap by providing liquidity pair, you take it to Unbound, then you borrow against the same money, but the LP or the liquidity pool, the value is still in Uniswap and actually earning you money.
Yes.
That is what is very powerful. And so the second thing that is very powerful with these Unbound tokens is that if you don't want to withdraw your $80 from the 100, you can keep it there. But then you submit it in the pool, in the Unbound pool for staking. It's called staking. You submit it, you stake, and they start now making money when people are borrowing and lending with that Unbound token. Another thing people do is yield farming. Yield farming means that you use that token to bet on the yields in the future in other places. And so you see, now Unbound token has got three functions. First of all, you can mint those Unbounds, you can borrow against them, and that's the money you've just put. You borrow your own money back.
Mhm.
This means that, and the money, and of course, there's a no interest loan. And then you can also take go and do yield farming, or you do staking. And so when I say borrow money, because each Unbound token is equivalent to $1, the money that you're going to withdraw is USDT, is a stable coin like USDT or USDC. It's $1 coin. And so that USDT, now you can use it to go and buy other coins, or you can go and use it to go and trade, or you can convert it directly into dollars and put it in your wallet, like you said, in a Coinbase wallet, in what's the other wallet we saw last week? you can withdraw it in form of US dollars. That means that you can have it in your original cash coming back in form of dollars. Yeah. Very
So
interesting.
you can essentially submit you can transform your cash, submit it in a variety of ways, earn interest on it, and then withdraw the principal in a no interest loan and spend that on something else. So you can essentially use your cash in two different ways simultaneously.
Yes. You see, this secret has been going on for years, let's say for ages in the finance markets. It's only now that this is coming out to the world. People who do finance, high finance, they know this very well, that the initial capital that you invest, you just keep investing, it stays in the market. But then you can withdraw the same money in a different format, which is the different mode, which is called synthetics. This synthetic money is not real money, but it's real money in your pocket because it transforms itself into US dollars or fiat currency that now you can use to buy other things. Now, the big difference between unbound finance and traditional finance is that when you withdraw money before, it starts accruing interest, because it's like you have borrowed money against the synthetic. Now, when you withdraw money from unbound, you accrue no interest. It's an interest-free loan. Another thing is that there's no time limit. They don't tell you that this is a short-term loan, long-term loan, or intermediate-term loan, or you're going to have it for 1 month or 2 months. It is up to you to pay whenever, whatever. Because the only way that you would, if you wanted now to liquidate your Uniswap LP tokens, then you would have trouble because if you don't return the unbound tokens. But if you don't intend to liquidate them, you want them to stay on the exchanges, continue making money, then the loan itself has no term limit. This is interest-free, term limit-free loans, which let alone is just putting money and getting it back in a different form.
Have you been able to go through this entire process with a screen reader yet?
Yes, it's very, very good. Yes, I have been able to do that. So it means that what it's just this new technology that we can think that it is not working because it's new, it's 3.0, then we think it's not going to work. But that is not the truth of the matter is that even in the new technology, it's working very well. I mean, the complexity of it is that it deals with private keys, public keys, let's say public keys, which are long, a long string of letters and numbers, and that can look as intimidating. But when you can copy and paste from one to the next, then, and if you're good with a screen reader, using browsing the web in a regular way, the web 2.0, then to master this is quite easy. Yeah.
No, I think accessibility is a big word, and it means a lot of things. And it can mean accessibility in terms of technology and how someone may interface with technology given certain requirements, certain conditions, user conditions. But accessibility can also be used in the sense of access to markets. And I think that's a theme that we've talked about a lot. And this MetaMask or any decentralized blockchain wallet makes, like you said, high finance accessible in a way to everyone. So accessibility is monetary and social, and it's also physiological and technical, right? It's a very complex idea.
Yeah, accessibility now you can see it traverses multiple dimensions. I think let's say all dimensions of life. And so we, in the social dimension, is like now what we're talking about, making something like high finance accessible to as many people as possible in the world. so that economics does not become the economics of the high profile people or finance itself. Because the term finance is, I think it's quite different from economics. Finance, it looks like it's only for the sophisticated people. And you can see even the government really likes to make sure that if you're not very sophisticated, you stay out of finance.
Yeah.
And so there are laws against unsophisticated people, dabbling with finance. But this new technology, the decentralization itself, decentralization of finance, or DeFi, is specifically against that idea that you have to be highly sophisticated person with PhDs in finance or mathematics to understand synthetics like UND tokens. You don't need to have very high, high math background in order for you to operate synthetics today. So that whole thing is totally decentralized, becomes accessible to as many people in this world as possible, and that is really necessary. And so that's, you could say that's social accessibility. Then there is the technical accessibility, which is now what you're talking about, having screen readers for people who are not able to see the screen directly, but they need screen reading software to help them access these very, very interesting instruments that are creating accessibility to finance, social accessibility to finance to everybody else in the world, except the sophisticated one.
Yeah.
That's why we say unsophisticated, unbound, unbanked. You see, the people who are unbanked are the ones who are prevented from access to finance.
Let me ask you this question. Well, I think we stand at a very exciting time because we have, on one hand, the blockchain, the decentralized world is emerging, and it's only going to grow faster and faster. We also have these international bodies who are enforcing accessibility guidelines, and that's going to ensure that the interfaces of Web3 or blockchain-based technologies are accessible to people who are using screen readers or any other type of assistive technology. I've worked with a lot of people who use assistive technology, and I see that the people who are best at it are people who grew up with it and people who used it for much of their life, especially when they were younger. If people start in their 30s, 40s, 50s, I notice it's a lot harder for them to pick up on assistive technology and to effectively and efficiently navigate web interfaces. So I'm curious about two things. Do you think the outlook for opportunity is bright for people who cannot see and who are technically capable? So on the one hand, what is the opportunity like for people in the future? But then also people in, say, another country, perhaps the country you grew up in, who, if they did not have as much access to technology and aren't familiar with assistive technology, do you feel that they still may be at a disadvantage?
Yeah, so there are two questions here. Number one, the horizon for accessibility is very huge. So there's huge opportunity. And of course, this opportunity, just like we saw the internet in the 2000s and the 1990s, people did not think that the internet was going to be accessible to people because many people don't have laptops, they don't have computers in the world. So even some people here in Boston were talking about creating $100 laptops so that people in the impoverished communities can access the web or information. But see, that was not necessary. Such projects did not even materialize, creating $100 laptop, because the market itself figures its way out. And so you can see today, we don't even, without creating $1 laptop, there are hundreds, there's the billions of handsets, on the phone handsets that are distributed throughout the world, and they all, most of them have got Android, and Android comes with TalkBack and other accessibility features. So see, I was living in Kenya when I lost my eyesight, and I got TalkBack activated on my phone, Android phone, and I could be able to use it without any training. I didn't get any training from anyone out there.
Mhm.
I just on my own learned how to use it,
Mhm.
the Android phone. Let's say I did not become the very, very best because it's a struggle I have to learn by myself. But this means that even people anywhere in the world, so long as they have Android connection and they have Android handset, they will access all these things, including these wallets and even or the cryptocurrency wallets and the MetaMask, because right now MetaMask is an application that you can access on Android, and so you could say the horizon is very, very big, and that opens this to the entire world.
Mm.
And you see that accessibility you're talking about, gaining access to MetaMask, which now gives you access to Uniswap and unbound finance, makes high finance, let's say previously finance for the sophisticated people, accessible to the quote unquote unsophisticated people in the world.
Mm.
Yeah. Then there are billions of people.
Mm.
You could say people talk about the 7 billion or the 6 billion people who have not been addressed by the market. So you could say the addressable market size is very, very huge. What does that mean? It means very huge opportunities.
Mm.
What it also means is that there are many opportunities, including opportunities for soft skills like public education. Because you can see, so long as somebody has got a handset, even in an African village, and maybe this person has got a loss of eyesight because of many problems like infections, eye disease. You just need to tell them that, you have access to the entire world through this phone, including the financial system that was locked out from people like yourself in the village. And that is what we are talking about. That there are so many people with, disadvantaged situations that you would think they are disadvantaged, but right now they have access
Mm.
to all these things. That's a big opportunity. So for people who want to think financially, entrepreneurs who want to make money, they can think of ways to create. So you can see business opportunities in helping people understand those things, the accessibility of high finance to the ordinary folks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a huge market, and coming up, and you could say that market is unlimited.
Mm.
It's unbound. And so the other question was that when people do not start early enough in life, like even in a language, like if you start learning Swahili today, you're not going to be as fluent in Swahili as somebody who was born in Mombasa speaking Swahili.
Mhm.
Same thing with English or French. So the mind learns very well for the very, very young people. And the older they get, the slower they get to learn things. And so, well, that doesn't mean that the opportunity is limited. Because, say, for example, my experience with accessibility for my Android features, I could not have done this alone by myself when I was in Kenya.
Mhm.
I had young people, and I was actually I didn't even know my phone had TalkBack. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece just took the phone and told me, okay, listen, your phone is talking. I said, how did you do that? You see, we don't live alone on this planet. So the idea is to make sure that we work with the young generations, because the young guys, the young kids, they get these things so quickly, you get surprised. And I
Mm.
say, how did you do that? Then you say, oh, you see, I don't want you to be calling me to read for me your emails and your WhatsApp messages. Now you have somebody in your phone reading for you your WhatsApp.
I like what you just said there, and perhaps this can be our closing thought. We're a little over half hour, I think. So
Yeah.
you said we don't live on this planet alone, And it's true. We have friends, we have family, we have nations, we have we have the human race, we have the human beings, and we live together. And I think we are all essentially a body. We are a sentient group of people that live and exist. And can you just talk a little bit of just, if I give you the word community and the word blockchain, do you think community is going to be better served through blockchain?
Yeah, precisely, because the blockchain is decentralized. And just to talk about that point about appreciating others, there are two types of appreciation, which are vertical appreciation, where we appreciate people according to age, whether they're older or younger. And then there's horizontal appreciation, where we appreciate the other because somebody is there, somebody is different. You see, that's horizontal connection. And for example, I could not figure out how to read my emails or my WhatsApp messages until I had young people working with me. You see, in the traditional world sense, older people are teaching young people. That's the way it's thought, that young people are supposed to be learning from old people. When it comes now to technology, this thing is inverted. The older people are learning from the young. So we have to appreciate, get off that high throne of, okay, I'm the only one who has all the knowledge and these young people don't know anything. Then accept that these young people know so much and they can teach you so much so long as you stay with them and become receptive and respect their knowledge. And so we create that vertical type of relationship. The other one is the horizontal relationship. Accept people are different. People who are different, they speak different language and different skills. They have different skills. And that just knocks down this siloed nature of individualism, where I think I am, you see, me, I'm just the one. So I judge other people and refuse to accept them. And that makes somebody become very isolated. But even now in this world, the blockchain is dissolving all these boundaries that we have built among ourselves. So blockchain is building a global community that is so networked, so cohesive, that somebody who is used to the old type of isolating themselves and being siloed and being just individualistic may not be able to cope with it. And so we build global community that is very well connected. And that's the power of the blockchain. Yeah.
I think that's a perfect way to wrap it up. So we'll continue this conversation or our conversations, right, that we have every week. Who knows what next week will be? We'll see what it will be. But Mashri, I just want to thank you so much for the time to share your knowledge with me and to give me the opportunity to learn and speak with you again.
You're most welcome, Nick, and thank you for the questions. And I believe that we are going to achieve global health. You see, when they talk of global health is because we're in the same world, which is one world. But the very interesting thing, and you could say what's counterintuitive, is that although we are one, we are also many and we're also different. See? So that differences, it is called the one, accepting the one in all our differences. Yeah. And so the blockchain is actually able to do that with this massive force of decentralization. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Mashri, for being here, and we will see you all next week. I'll give Mashri the last word to say goodbye, and then we will close.
Well, thank you so much, Nick. Goodbye, everyone, and see you next week.